Rand Water says full pumping capacity has been restored at all its systems and gradually filling the depleted reservoirs. This follows water supply disruptions in several parts of Johannesburg due to severe thunderstorms that damaged the power lines at the Zuikerbosch Water treatment plant. The water utility has urged residents to use water sparingly as it has monitored an increase in water demand due to high temperatures. It also says it will continue to monitor the developments and provide updates to residents.
It's not right that elderly ladies have to fill up 5-litre bottles of water and fill their baths or make a little bit of tea with the water they have. That's not okay. We do get sent water tankers in the area, but how do you expect residents to walk kilometres to go and collect water with a few little bit of containers that they have at home? It's not right that they do that. We also can't drink the water from the water containers because it's not clean or sanitary. That's not right for us to do. And the worst of this all is that at the end of the month we get these massive water bills that we have to pay. How can we pay for something that we're not receiving? I would like to know whether the president of our country, whether national leadership has had to have a bucket bath. Have they had to fill a cistern with some grey water that they bathed in the night before? Do they have to go and stand in a queue at a water tanker to fill up a little bit of water containers for themselves? They're complacent because they're not dealing with what we have to deal with. It's not okay to have to live like this, and we're really tired of it.
I do get it that it's not just us, but we are willing to fight. This is ridiculous. I mean, our water is coming from 43 kilometers away. They've got to pump for it because they didn't maintain the South Hills Reservoir. People are having to call out routers. We're having a sewage problem because the toilets are being blocked because there's no water to flush. So people are spending money on that. If you don't have water, you look at your water meter and there's airlocks coming through. So air's running through and pushing up our water bills. So we're just not winning. And not all of us can afford to go buy a JoJo tank or to get alternative methods. And some of us, we go to work and children are actually going to fetch the water because parents are at work.
Much of the same for residents of Linmeyer. That's where we find Newzroom Afrika Zola Sholwana Zola, and residents there have not had water for some 4 weeks now.
Yes, indeed, Dudu. You might have seen earlier on we were speaking to some of the residents raising their frustration, and we've been going around the area. We are actually at one of the old age homes that have been affected by this water outage you can imagine it's almost been a month without water, and then we were told that sometimes it gets restored for a couple of minutes and they all have to run, and try and fill all the buckets that they have in their houses because they don't know when the next water tanker will be sent out. And there's also been allegations that were, stated by residents saying that some of these water tanks have been selling water to residents, and obviously they were not comfortable enough to come and speak about it on camera because they fear for their lives. And they also mentioned that they saw a municipal truck that was gushing out water, wondering why are they doing that, considering the fact that there are old age homes that are desperately in need of that precious resource. And I'm joined by a lady, that's in charge of this old age home. Ma'am, thank you very much for your time. It's no secret that this is affecting, everyone in the area. I can imagine what it does to you as an old age home.
Yes. Hi, I'm Ronelle. I'm from 168 Adelaide Street. I work here weekends at the old age home. It's quite very, very serious. These ladies cannot, just put down. These ladies cannot shower and they don't have water at times, so we need to work from a tank and use buckets carrying water up and down stairs. When it's load shedding, it's very difficult. We need to carry buckets up to the shower areas, and then it is quite hectic and it's not nice anymore. I was staying here over weekends and then I have decided to rather go home because it was so terrible. I couldn't shower for 3 days, and then I decided that now it's costing me so much money because I must up and down with the Uber. So this is very, very urgent, and we need to just go with this further and see who can help us, because now we must use a tank and carry water all the time. And these old people, they need to go out weekends to their families, and then their hair doesn't get washed and they're not clean at all because they use nappies.
You obviously spoke about, the state in which these old ladies are in right now, considering the fact that most of them can't even help themselves,
Yes.
and also coping with not having water.
Yes. Yeah, because also for the toilets, it's quite difficult. We need to carry water from outside into the toilet areas and to get the toilets flushed and that. And it's also difficult because there's no water in the toilets, and then they need to be washed. And even when they need to wash their hands, and then they cannot do that properly, and that's also how diseases go around.
Now, have you been receiving any communication possibly from Rand Water or Joburg Water about when they will be restoring water in the area?
No, we just read it from the DA onto the internet and then see they're actually doing their best to help our people, but it's like water for 1 or 2 days and then there's no water again.
Thank you very much for your time, ma'am. Now, Dudu, as you can see that, this is obviously affecting everyone in this particular area, and you can imagine people that are relying on water, people that live in old age homes and also orphanages that, basically need water as a precious resource like everyone else, basically raising their frustrations and pleading that this situation is urgently attended to because at this point they're not surviving. Some of the ladies here are expected to, be taken to their families for the weekend, but that obviously cannot happen because of the state that they are in right now. Back to you in studio, Dudu.
Zola Sholwana, thank you very much, coming to us from Lynn Mayor.